Hey soccer fans! Welcome to your ultimate preview of the 2025 MLS season, a landmark 30th anniversary year. This season is loaded with excitement, from 510 regular season games to the highly anticipated debut of San Diego FC as the league's 30th team. From the thrilling MLS is Back weekend on February 22nd to the high-stakes decision day on October 18th, we're gearing up for the most unforgettable season in MLS history. Get ready for intense action, fierce rivalries, and the chance to watch soccer's brightest rising stars clash all across the US and Canada.
15th place, the Chicago Fire.
The Chicago Fire FC enter the 2025 MLS season with cautious optimism after a tough 2024, finishing second worst in the league with 7 wins, 18 losses, and 9 draws. The team missed the playoffs for the 7th consecutive year, marking their longest drought in club history. Major changes include the hiring of Greg Berhalter as head coach and director of football. Key players like DP striker Hugo Kuipers, winger Brian Gutierrez, and midfielder Kellen Acosta are expected to lead, with 2 open DP slots to strengthen the squad. Despite improvements, the Fire are still likely to struggle in a competitive Eastern Conference. Overall, their roster is better but lacks depth in key areas, and expectations are that they will remain among the worst teams in the Eastern Conference this season.
14th place, the New England Revolution.
The New England Revolution are heading into the 2025 MLS season with cautious optimism after a tough 2024 following a 5th-place finish in 2023. The team struggled last season, posting a club-worst 9 wins, 21 losses, and 4 draws worth 31 points, with the fewest goals scored at 37 and second most goals conceded. New head coach Caleb Porter brings MLS Cup winning experience, and the team has added key players like Tomas Chancellay and Carles Gil, a former MLS MVP, which will be crucial in orchestrating the attack. While the team has a solid midfield and defense, concerns about their striker and goalkeeper positions remain. Despite improvements, they are going to miss the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive season in a row.
13th place is CF Montreal.
CF Montreal enters the 2025 season with cautious optimism after a mixed 2024, where they finished 8th in the Eastern Conference and secured a wild card spot before being eliminated by Atlanta United. With a record of 11 wins, 13 losses, and 10 draws worth 43 points, helped them make their first playoff appearance since 2022. Head coach Laurent Courtois enters his 2nd year, aiming to build on the foundation laid in 2024. The team struggled with goal scoring and defensive consistency last season, scoring 48 goals and conceding 64. With Matias Coccaro on loan to a Mexican club, their success in 2025 will depend on addressing these issues. Despite a mix of experience and potential, the team is likely to miss the playoffs in the new season, signaling a rebuilding phase ahead.
12th place, the Nashville SC.
Nashville SC enters the 2025 season aiming to bounce back from a tough 2024, where they missed the playoffs for the first time in club history, finishing 13th in the Eastern Conference with 9 wins, 16 losses, and 9 draws worth 36 points. Inconsistent performances raised questions about their roster and direction. Head coach B.J. Callahan, who took over mid-season in 2024, returns to implement his tactical vision. Offensively, Nashville struggled, scoring just 38 goals, and will rely heavily on Hani Mukhtar, who contributed 8 goals and 10 assists last season. Defensively, they conceded 54 goals, with veteran center back Walker Zimmerman key to improving their backline. Despite a strong core, Nashville faces challenges with depth and consistency. I predict they'll miss the playoffs again in 2025, finishing 12th in the Eastern Conference.
11th place, the Philadelphia Union.
The Philadelphia Union head into the new season eager to bounce back from a disappointing 2024, where they finished 12th in the Eastern Conference, missing the playoffs for the first time since 2017, with a record of 9 wins, 15 losses, and 10 draws worth 37 points. Key factors for 2025 include the arrival of new head coach Bradley Carnell, who will focus on rebuilding the team, and strategic roster moves aimed at strengthening the squad, including new signings and developing homegrown talent. Their offense remains promising, with Ty Baribo emerging as a goal-scoring threat, but defensively they need improvement after conceding 55 goals. Andre Blake, one of MLS's top goalkeepers, will be crucial in organizing the defense. Despite potential, they still face depth and consistency issues, and I predict that they will show slight improvements in 2025, but will fall short of making the playoffs.
10th place, the Toronto FC.
Toronto FC enters the 2025 season with renewed hope after a disappointing 2024 campaign. With a record of 11 wins, 19 losses, and 4 draws, totaling 37 points, the team missed the playoffs for the 4th consecutive year. Key players like Matty Longstaff, an experienced midfielder, and Jonathan Osorio will be crucial for success. Offensively, the team struggled last season, finishing near the bottom in goals scored, while defense also allowed 61 goals. The primary goal for the season is to return to the playoffs, with the club focusing on consistent performances and solidifying their position in the Eastern Conference. Fans are cautiously optimistic that a mix of experienced leadership and fresh talent can lead to improvement. While challenges remain, they are expected to be a more competitive team in 2025. However, they may still fall short of making the playoffs.
9th place, the DC United.
DC United enters the new season determined to break their 5-year playoff drought. After finishing 2024 with a record of 10 wins, 14 losses, and 10 draws worth 40 points, they aim to improve under head coach Troy Lesesne. Christian Benteke returns after winning the MLS Golden Boot with 23 goals, while new signings like João Pedro and key players such as Aaron Herrera, Ted Ku-DiPietro, and Gabriel Pirani strengthens the squad. With hopes of diversifying their attack and tightening defense, DC United is cautiously optimistic about competing for a playoff spot. Expect them to be more competitive this season and fight for a playoff berth.
8th place, the Atlanta United.
Atlanta United enters the 2025 season with renewed optimism after making the playoffs in 2024 and reaching the conference semifinals. Their record last season was 10 wins, 14 losses, and 10 draws worth 40 points. Under new head coach Ronnie Dila, the team aims to turn inconsistent performances into a competitive campaign. The roster features key players like Alexei Miranchuk and Saba Lobzanidze, along with new addition Mateusz Klich, which strengthens the squad. Offensively, the team scored 46 goals and conceded 49 last season. Dela's emphasis on discipline and fitness aims to improve both attacking and defensive stability. With a mix of experienced players and promising talent, they are well positioned to make a playoff push in 2025.
7th place, the Charlotte FC.
Charlotte FC enters the 2025 season with cautious optimism after finishing 5th in the Eastern Conference in 2024 with a record of 14 wins, 11 losses, and 9 draws worth 51 points. Despite a playoff exit to Orlando City SC, it was their best ever season. The roster features promising young talents like Serbian midfielder Nikola Petkovic, and while lacking a standout star, the team has focused on depth and tactical flexibility. Offensively inconsistent, Charlotte had the second best defense in goals allowed last season. With new leadership and a focus on youth development, they aim to improve. This season I expect them to make the playoffs again, finishing as the 7th seed.
6th place, the Orlando City SC.
Orlando City SC enters their 11th MLS season with high expectations after a franchise record 5th consecutive playoff appearance in 2024. They finished with a record of 15 wins, 12 losses, and 7 draws worth 52 points, and they reached the conference finals, where they lost to the New York Red Bulls. The team's offense, which scored 59 goals, was strong, but their defense allowed 50 goals, showing room for improvement. With a balanced offensive strategy and strong home performances, Orlando City aims to improve their playoff position. While not seen as top-tier contenders, they are expected to make the playoffs again in 2025, finishing as the 6th seed.
5th place, the New York City FC.
New York City FC enters the 2025 season after a strong 2024 campaign, finishing with a record of 14 wins, 12 losses, and 8 draws worth 50 points, and they advanced to the conference semifinals. Santiago Rodriguez remains the team's standout player, contributing goals and assists, while Andres Perea returns permanently. These key figures, alongside a blend of youth and experience, bolster the squad. With a solid attack of 54 goals scored and a reliable defense of 49 goals allowed, they are well positioned for another successful season, aiming for a top 5 finish in the Eastern Conference.
Fourth place, the New York Red Bulls.
The New York Red Bulls enter the new season with renewed energy after a strong 2024, where they reached the Eastern Conference Championship but lost to the LA Galaxy in the MLS Cup. Their record last season was 11 wins, 9 losses, and 14 draws worth 47 points. Emil Forsberg, a 32-year-old attacking midfielder from RB Leipzig, is the team's standout player, bringing creativity and leadership to the midfield. New manager Sandro Schwartz has also strengthened the squad with additions like promising center back Noah Eiley. While their offense was solid but not elite, ranking 12th in goals, their defense was the strength of the team, allowing just 49 goals. With their high-pressing style and strategic additions, they are poised to secure another playoff spot in 2025.
In third place, the FC Cincinnati.
FC Cincinnati enters the 2025 MLS season with strong momentum, having made the playoffs for 3 consecutive years. In 2024, they finished with a record of 18 wins, 11 losses, and 5 draws worth 59 points, and reached the first round of the playoffs, where they lost to New York City FC. Lucho Acosta remains the team's standout player and offensive leader. The roster has been bolstered with key signings, including elite center back Miles Robinson for defensive stability, along with promising talents like Pavel Bucha and Luca Orellano. With a solid offense and defense, Cincinnati is expected to remain competitive. They are predicted to finish in the top 3 again and secure another playoff spot in 2025.
Second place, the Columbus Crew.
The Columbus Crew enters their 30th MLS season with strong momentum after an outstanding 2024 campaign. With a record of 19 wins, 6 losses, and 9 draws worth 66 points, they had their best season in franchise history, making the playoffs for the second consecutive year, though they were eliminated in the first round. Cucho Hernandez remains the team's key player, providing creativity and goal-scoring ability. Under the leadership of coach Wilfried Nancy, who earned the 2024 Coach of the Year honors, they excelled offensively, ranking second in goals scored and defensively, boasting one of the league's best defenses. With a solid all-around team, Columbus is set to be a top contender for the MLS Championship in 2025.
In first place, the Inter Miami CF.
Inter Miami enters the 2025 season as the defending Supporters' Shield champions, following a record-breaking 2024 campaign. Led by Lionel Messi, the team's standout player and MLS MVP, Miami set a new standard with 79 goals, 22 wins, and a league-leading 74 points, all of which contributed to their best-ever regular season record of 22 wins, 4 losses, and 8 draws. Despite an early playoff exit, they posted a plus 30 goal differential, indicating strong defensive capabilities. With immense expectations and a talented roster, Inter Miami is the favorite to win the MLS Cup in 2025.
15th place, the Sporting Kansas City.
Sporting Kansas City enters the new season looking to bounce back from a tough 2024 campaign, where they finished 13th in the Western Conference with a record of 8 wins, 19 losses, and 7 draws worth 31 points. It marked one of the club's worst seasons in history, with their last playoff appearance coming in the previous year. Willie Agata is the team's key player and a bright offensive spot. While their attack was decent on offense with 51 goals scored, their defense struggled, ranking as the 4th worst unit in goals allowed. With challenges remaining, they are expected to finish near the bottom of the Western Conference again in 2025.
In 14th place, the Austin FC.
Austin FC enters the 2025 season under first-year head coach Nico Estevez, aiming to rebound from a tough 2024 campaign where they missed the playoffs for the second straight year. With a record of 11 wins, 14 losses, and 9 draws worth 42 points, they finished 10th in the Western Conference. Despite ranking third worst in goals scored, their defense was a bright spot, allowing just 48 goals and ranking in the top 10. Owen Wolff, the young midfielder, is a key player and the team's core talent moving forward. However, with limited offensive firepower and a potential rebuilding phase underway, Austin FC is expected to struggle in the new season.
13th place, the San Jose Earthquakes.
The San Jose Earthquakes enter the new season aiming for redemption after a tough 2024, where they finished as the league's worst team with a record of 6 wins, 25 losses, and 3 draws worth 21 points, matching their all-time low. Cristian Espinosa remains the team's key player, providing offensive spark and leadership despite the team's struggles. With one of the league's worst offenses with 41 goals and the defense allowed 78 goals last season, San Jose faces a tough road ahead. However, with significant changes, they are expected to improve slightly and avoid being the league's bottom team in 2025.
12th place, the FC Dallas.
FC Dallas enters the new season looking to bounce back after missing the playoffs for the first time since 2021. Last season, they finished 11th with a record of 11 wins, 15 losses, and 8 draws worth 41 points. Alan Velasco stands out as the team's top player, offering creativity and offensive potential alongside Peter Musa. While Dallas had a strong attack, scoring 54 goals, their defense struggled, allowing 56 goals and resulting in a negative goal difference. Despite their attacking firepower, I expect FC Dallas to fall short of the playoffs in the new season.
11th place, the San Diego FC.
San Diego enters the 2025 season as the league's 30th team, bringing excitement and potential to the Western Conference. As an expansion team, they face challenges in their inaugural season, with Herving Chucky Lozano serving as the marquee player. The Mexican international, signed as the team's first designated player, will play a key role in their offensive strategy. While expectations are for San Diego FC to finish in the middle of the Western Conference, their first season will focus on establishing team identity and a competitive foundation. With their first ever match on February 23rd against LA Galaxy, they are expected to miss the playoffs in their debut year.
10th place, the Minnesota United.
Minnesota United FC enters the new season with high expectations after a strong 2024 campaign, making the playoffs with a record of 15 wins, 12 losses, and 7 draws worth 52 points, and finishing as the 6th seed. They reached the conference semifinals but were eliminated by the LA Galaxy. Dane Street Clare stands out as the team's top player, recognized as one of the league's best goalkeepers. Offensively, they scored 58 goals while their defense was solid, allowing 49 goals. While Minnesota United had a successful season last year, they may not replicate that form in 2025. They are expected to compete for a playoff spot, but could fall short this time.
9th place, the Colorado Rapids.
The Colorado Rapids enter the 2025 season after a strong 2024 campaign, making the playoffs for the first time since 2021. They finished with a record of 15 wins, 14 losses, and 5 draws worth 50 points as the 7th seed, but were eliminated in the first round by the LA Galaxy. Their offense was great, ranking 8th in goals scored, but their defense struggled, allowing the 9th most goals. Key players like George Mihailovic and Cole Bassett return, with Mihailovic being the standout player, offering creativity and offensive strength. Head coach Chris Armas returns to guide the team. While not expected to be title contenders, the Rapids are poised for continued improvement and should make another playoff appearance in 2025.
8th place is St. Louis City SC.
St. Louis City SC enters the 2025 season looking to rebound after a disappointing 2024 campaign, where they missed the playoffs and finished with a record of 8 wins, 13 losses, and 13 draws worth 37 points, placing as the 6th worst team in the league. Roman Berkey stands out as the team's key player, providing leadership and experience. While their offense was decent, it regressed compared to the previous year, and their defense was a major weakness, allowing the 6th most goals in the league. With hopes of a bounce-back season, they are expected to compete for a playoff spot, and I have them finishing as the 8th seed in the Western Conference.
7th place, the Portland Timbers.
The Portland Timbers had a strong bounce-back season in 2024, making the playoffs for the first time since 2021, snapping their longest playoff drought since 2012. Their record was 12 wins, 11 losses, and 11 draws worth 47 points. But they were eliminated in the wild card round by Vancouver. Evander emerged as the standout player, cementing himself as one of the league's top attacking midfielders. While not seen as top contenders, the Timbers have the potential to remain competitive this season.
6th place, the Vancouver Whitecaps.
The Vancouver Whitecaps enter the 2025 season with high hopes of securing a third consecutive playoff appearance, which would be a team record. Last season, they finished with a record of 13 wins, 13 losses, and 8 draws worth 47 points, and reached the first round of the playoffs before falling to LAFC. Their offense was solid, scoring 52 goals, while their defense was also strong, conceding 49 goals. Ryan Gauld stood out as the team's key player, showcasing his creativity and offensive skill. With expectations rising, Vancouver is poised to improve and make another playoff run in 2025.
In 5th place, the Real Salt Lake.
Real Salt Lake enters the new season with strong momentum after their best campaign since 2019, securing a 4th consecutive playoff appearance. Last season, they finished 3rd in the Western Conference with a record of 16 wins, 7 losses, and 11 draws worth 59 points, but were eliminated in the first round by Minnesota United. They boasted a top 5 offense, scoring a club record 65 goals, and a solid defense ranked in the top 10 in goals allowed. Diego Luna, the 2024 MLS Young Player of the Year, emerged as the standout player, contributing creativity and goal-scoring ability. With a potent attack and stable defense, they are poised for another competitive season, likely finishing in the top 5 of the Western Conference.
4th place, the Houston Dynamo.
The Houston Dynamo are coming off back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time in over a decade. Last season, they finished with a record of 15 wins, 10 losses, and 9 draws worth 54 points, but were eliminated by the Seattle Sounders in the first round. Despite scoring just 47 goals, Houston's defense was their strength, ranking 3rd in the league with only 39 goals allowed. This defensive stability held firm even with injuries in the backline. Heading into the 2025 season, Houston is a title contender, with a strong defense and the potential to improve offensively, making them a solid playoff team.
3rd place, the Seattle Sounders.
The Seattle Sounders enter the new season with high expectations after a strong 2024 campaign. They made the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive year, finishing with a record of 16 wins, 9 losses, and 9 draws worth 57 points. They reached the conference finals, but were eliminated by the LA Galaxy. Seattle's defense was elite last season, ranking 1st in goals allowed, while their offense was solid with 51 goals scored. The departure of Nicolas Lodeiro marks a new chapter, but the Sounders have strengthened their attack with key signings, including Argentine winger Pedro de la Vega, a $7.5 million addition expected to boost creativity and goal scoring. With a well-rounded roster, Seattle is widely regarded as one of the top contenders in the Western Conference for 2025, and they are projected to be a strong championship contender this season.
2nd place, the LAFC.
They are entering the new season with strong momentum after a standout 2024 campaign, finishing as the top team in the Western Conference for the 2nd consecutive year. With a record of 19 wins, 8 losses, and 7 draws worth 64 points, they made the playoffs for the 3rd straight season. Offensively, LAFC was potent, ranking 6th in the league for goals scored, with Bouanga leading the charge. Defensively, the team was also among the top 5 in goals allowed, though they faced key changes with the retirement of Giorgio Chiellini and the departure of Diego Palacios to Corinthians. However, the signing of goalkeeper Hugo Lloris from Tottenham Hotspur should add crucial stability and leadership to their defense. With a well-rounded squad and strong leadership, they are poised to be one of the top contenders for the MLS Cup in 2025.
In 1st place, the LA Galaxy.
The LA Galaxy enter the new season as defending champions. aiming to become the first team since 2011 to 2012 to win back-to-back MLS Cups. Last season, they finished second in the Western Conference with a record of 19 wins, 8 losses, and 7 draws worth 64 points. They boasted the third-best offense, scoring 69 goals, while their defense allowed 50. Widely regarded as one of the top teams in the league, they face a tough challenge in repeating their 2024 success, as no team has won consecutive MLS Cups since 2012. However, they remain one of the top contenders from the Western Conference in 2025. So here's my official playoff bracket for this season. And here are my predictions for all of those matchups. The champion is Inter Miami.
So those are my season predictions for the 2025 MLS season. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments section. So if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you love sports, you found the right place. This channel is all about bringing you the latest and greatest sports content. And don't forget to share this video with more sports enthusiasts. For more content and much more, please click up here to dive into more videos. And thank you so much for watching. Your support is really appreciated. I'm Sports here. I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, keep loving sports.